Here we are again at Good Games Hobart. John and I are here again for a game of sharp practice in the French-Indian War. Flyover of my troops. Some Canese Malay Canadian. Some French Marines. It's Coeur d'Ivoire and a troop of Indians with a leader. Here's the table. River running right down the edge. We have got a scenario which is set up for horses, for cavalry, but we're using it just for regular battle. There are 3 possible ford locations on this river, and one side we've rolled for, which is my side, have to try to identify where the ford is. Only one of those cards has got ford written on the back. We've rolled, and each card also has a number that we have to achieve. I have to roll to get that number to identify whether the ford is there or not. We've got a little village, a little bit more sort of east coast, slightly higher quality buildings here, but we thought we'd add them because John's got some new buildings. Quick flyover of John's troops. It looks like he has some rangers.
Yeah, grenadiers.
Some grenadiers.
Highlanders.
His Highlanders.
Indians and some frontier militia which haven't come out yet.
He's bringing out the frontier militia in a sec. There's John's mob still in there. Here's the rest of my unused trays, including regulars, not using regulars.
So, it's 5 of them. Unfortunately,
so I will be entering through that end of the table. John will be entering through this end of the table. Also with our chips, John has 4 officers but 5 units. I have 4 officers and 4 units, so mine are going to be a little bit easy to move. We also have on the blue 10 the usual bear, who's currently shitting in the woods. He will be activating with a direction dice and a d6. If the direction dice has the target on it, he will be moving directly towards the nearest unit, which is closer to my end at the moment. Actually, we need to roll for him. Also, I have 5 blue flags. John will only be having 3 blue flags, so his ability to move after Tiffin will be slightly reduced, although probably not going to be consequential, but it's also going to mean that I have some opportunities, more opportunities than John does. Anyway, we'll keep up. Okay, end of round 1. Actually, we had a Tiffin come up with 1 chip in, so we didn't bother. This time, Tiffin came up after only 1 unit's got to deploy, and that's John's militia. So he's actually got the jump on me a little bit, I guess.
The bear.
And the bear is moving again.
The bear is moving again.
So I'll show you the mechanics of the bear. He is moving 1 inch in that direction. Thanks, John. So unfortunately, he's getting a little bit close to that ford that I need to monitor. Anyway, I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
This is only about the 3rd round, 3rd turn, I should say. The bear, his chip came out. He rolled a 6 that direction, which took him straight into my Indians. Not only that, into their flank. So the bear, we have determined, is rolling as a tribe. He's also aggressive. He doesn't have a leader, so he's rolling with those dice, hitting me in the flank. I have now been reduced to half of my dice, so this could be nasty.
Really
the bear is attacking, so he is trying to roll 5s and 6s.
Okay.
limited the amount of combatants.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 dead and 2 points of shock.
5 dead and 2 points of shock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, are we taking it that he has got, how many hit points has he got, John? Should we say he's a group of 8? Yeah, or 12? Well, if he's a tribe, he'd be 12. So he's got 12 hit points on him. Okay, here we go. The most I can get on him is 6 hits. I have got 2 hits on him, and no shock on him. So this is going to be interesting. I think my Indians could could be copying it. Keep you informed. So since I videoed last, my Coeur de Bois have successfully searched this part of the river. However, there was no ford. My Indians, originally, it's been a while, they got attacked by the bear here and fled that way. Now they've come round and they've chosen to climb this hill, hopefully to put a bit of fire onto John's ranges. However, John's got some militia sneaking up behind me. Before they entered that hill, the woods on the hill, they opened fire on my Marines, giving one point of shock. The bear was killed. However, John has still got quite a significant force over here. He's got his Indians over here near the village, and the Brits and the Scots basically they've kept their powder dry. They haven't even fired a shot in anger yet. So I have to get through their line now. This is the furthest ford and the most difficult one to assess. This is the next ford here, which is probably obviously going to be the easiest if my Indians can put a little bit of cover. Might be able to get my Coeur de Bois there, or my Marines. I have so far left my Milice Canadian off the table. John, how are your forces looking?
They're quite good, although I realised I probably should have, my Highlanders that I brought back to the road, I should have kept them moving through, I think, to the river.
Down to the river?
Yeah.
You're looking in a good right position at the moment. Your troops are looking pretty good. You've got some pretty good numbers. You haven't even brought your settlers on yet, have you?
No,
over
and
there?
the ferocious woman.
Yeah, with the
and the dog.
And the dog. So it's certainly looking like you guys are doing okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, time will tell.
Okay.
I had my Marines on the hill here, and they just got attacked by the Indians, and they were wiped off the table. So they've secured their flank. And unfortunately, if my Indians here manage to find, well, we know now this is where the ford is. If they manage to actually encounter the ford and find it, then they can try escaping. However, it's going to be a narrow route back all the way back over here to where they have to escape from. I have got a unit here who's sort of covering the exit. But unfortunately, these two troops, I would imagine the two British pretty soon are going to be up on this hill, really preventing any kind of escape. John has now formed a formation with his two regular groups, and they're just about to use first fire and firing a controlled volley at my rather small group of Indians who have never really recovered from their bear attack. I think the writing's on the wall for the French. We're getting towards the last hour of our game. John's regulars who had formed up here were pouring fire into my Coeur de Bois. The Coeur de Bois managed to survive, took a little bit of shock. I've rallied some shock off. They found the ford and they have now scarpered. They've taken 2 inches to climb the cliff, and they've managed to get up onto this hilltop. Hopefully now they're going to try to run this way. However, I've still got a few chips, so I managed to use my 4 bonus flags as a bonus activation, and then their chip 3 rolled out. John's also used most of his, so this last turn is going to come down to how the chips come out, although we've still got a little bit left of this one. So here we are, getting towards the end of the game. My guys, my Coeur de Bois, as you saw before, scaled the cliff. They got confronted by John's fresh troop of militia. They charged me, threw tomahawks. No, they didn't throw tomahawks actually because I didn't have any, but we entered fisticuffs. I killed 6 of his men and inflicted 3 shock, and they've run away. These guys got a bit of shock, but all they need to do now, hopefully, is find their way to the support of my Milice Canadian and get off the table. John's Indians don't have a leader, so it's going to be hard for them to move. His militia, their officer has been knocked out. His line troops are probably going to be too cumbersome to pursue. These guys here, his rangers, are still heavily shocked, which only leaves, can his villagers save the day and chase them down and win the game?
Yes.
Hopefully. Hi everyone, just showing my face. Just a quick recap of that game that we had a couple of hours ago. We had to scarper from the shop pretty quick. We got up to within 10 minutes of closing time, so it takes us about 10 minutes to pack up. So I didn't really have the opportunity to complete the video. We agreed that the French actually won, believe it or not. It was looking so, about halfway through the game I thought there was no way the French are going to win. However, that small group of Coeur de Bois, I think that the officer and the last soldier, hung on. After that last video that you saw, they actually managed to use 4 flags, and then they used their command card or command chip, and managed to move very close to where the militia were. We had to stop the game. John had none of his troops in pursuit, so we determined that within the next turn or two, had it continued, my troops would have been off the table and secured the win. So it was a win for the French. Sorry I couldn't videotape the last little bit, and there are probably 1 or 2 little bits in the scenes where things are missing. The Indians that got to that 3rd forward point, I didn't indicate it in the video, but they got wiped out. The Coeur de Bois moved in, and then that video you saw, the Coeur de Bois had found the ford and they were running away. And so that's why that gap in the video. It's really hard actually at times to sort of play a game where time's a bit short and videotape at the same time. I'm trying my best. If you've got any suggestions or comments, you can always leave them below. Anyway, I'll try to knock out another video this week, something hobby related, and then next week it should be what a tanker. So goodbye, I'll see you then.